Good evening and welcome to this edition of Tok Piksa. In every province and electorate of PNG, there are pockets of undeveloped areas. In these pockets are people just like us who haven't seen much of government services. The people of Cambia in the Anglim South Wagi electorate of the new Jiwaka province are one such group. Dwelling in small hamlets in vast jungles, their only access to the outside world is via air, which can be expensive. A walk to the nearest bus stop would take days through treacherous and leech-infested jungles. The last week of August was a defining moment for these people. A groundbreaking ceremony was held, signaling construction work for a road into their isolated community.
These are cries from people who have never seen services, let alone members of parliament.
Thank you. You've been advertising finish. Thank you. You can make small line blow me back. Me looking you 3 pobla time lo ye. No ga talk sabe, you sabe respond good lo line blow you. Only click like that you sabe given time.
Member for Anglim South Wagi Joe Combs' visit to East Cambia last month was the 6th in his 2 years in office. His latest visit was to announce the construction of a new road to this remote location. He says of all the places in his electorate, the people of Cambia are his favorite. Their innocence in the face of a lack of services is what draws him to this remote location.
This plan, number 6 time me come here. This plan, swim,
His many trips to Cambia have given him the opportunity to do an aerial survey of the surroundings to see where the road will run through, but says the terrain is too difficult for this dream to be realized. However, Coim told his people to be optimistic, have faith and let the dreams to have a road come true one day, even if the work is not completed in his term in office.
Bosi, big pla mountain too, big pla water katim. That's all me still got belief. God, I'm a fair God. I'm not blussy plus tablo backside loss. Let's blow all let's blow white man only talk what days a will, days a way. Suppose this pla can like you play me stop strong to us. Road by hop.
The groundbreaking ceremony of this proposed road took place at Olgain village, a remote village in the Gumini electorate in Simbu province. There is currently an existing bush track linking East Cambia to this village, and they then walk a day to get to the nearest PMV stop. The excavator was taken across from Kundiawa on an ungraveled road, traveling 3 days to get to this village to start work on the road. They traveled more than 60 kilometers to work on a 10-kilometer road that will run through rugged terrain.
Suppose me go na solo road. You need look hamster on time na mas one time na imikimsla. Obviously 10 kilometers so in a long time I think maybe less than a year make a delivery. So I think opportunity for me. One time all boys for me mila companies halfway by next 2-3 weeks time, I start work, so thank you.
And as a gesture of appreciation for the people of Olgain for allowing work to start from their village, Member Coim made a commitment of 50,000 kina for various projects in this area. This place, like Cambia, is also least developed, and the commitment by Coim was well received.
First time me pila Germania, masih dikam labia me pila sing out nar kain through. All mama, all papa, all pikinini sabia, all sing out, big mouse na, all merry round lo garden ya, all two sing out na kam lo road ya. First time me pila, history me pila, first time me pila looking.
2 other excavators were bought using the Anglim South Wagi district funds and are in the electorate now. One will be ferried to the Nebilia Valley, where it will start work from there towards West Cambia, while the contractor at Olgain works towards East Cambia. Given the remoteness of the location, no time limit has been set as to when this project is expected to be completed, but they hope to have access to the outside world via good roads one day.
You're watching Tok Piksa. Hela Province is the host of the multi-billion kina liquefied natural gas project in the country. It could potentially be the richest province in Papua New Guinea. But the reality on the ground is a far cry from the billions that are mentioned in Waigani. There are no schools and public housing, and infrastructure developments don't reflect a province that is home to the LNG project.
The cold was setting in when the vehicle we were traveling in encountered a mechanical fault at Poroma Mountain. Proof of how bad the road is. Our driver was on the phone to Mount Hagen, clearly frustrated with the hire car operator.
See, this is program. Tomorrow we're gonna have this thing. Now it's another waste of time and complication now, brother. That's why I'm talking you put in the placard, because I was coming with this crew and these guys need to be in Hela for those things tomorrow. You think him?
Children as young as 6 stood watch by their food stall. They are just some of the faces you see along the highway to Tari. A glimpse into their lives reveals that nothing much has changed. They still live the same lifestyle they did before the start of the LNG project. So much has been said about the Hela Transitional Authority, tasked to prepare Hela for provincialhood, but there is hardly any sign of their work on the ground. One need not look further than the provincial capital itself, Tari. There are no proper markets, shops and schools. Provincial Administrator William Bando is aware of the many teens absent in his province.
In the transition, many thought that Hela was never going to be a province. And here we are a province now. And what I want to see is I want to see many people from outside of this province come and work here. I want to see the civics come. I want to see the Tolais come. Chimbos, the Central, the Papuans, the Samarai, and the Bougainvilleans, they come and enjoy this place. But the irony, the fact of the matter is we can't bring them here because we don't have the luxuries that they enjoy, they would enjoy in other provinces. That's the biggest challenge we have.
The general sentiment among the people is that their leaders are not working together.
We really are living in a ground zero. Our leaders are not at home. Why? Because there's no better health services, no better schools for the children, no better health services for the children. So all our leaders are based mostly in West Province. So this is a call that our leaders need to come back home to live among the people.
The public service mechanism is in a rebuilding stage. As part of the rebuilding process, senior public servants signed their 3-year contracts with the provincial administration. Banda believes having effective public service is vital for service delivery.
Challenge is on us Helas to come back and be of service to our own kind. It's a call to duty. It's a call to be of service to our own people. So the appeal is to Helas out there, and don't sit out there and enjoy your coffee and criticize what we do up here. If you need a job, we'll give you a job. Life is different, life is difficult here, but we can only hope that someday we'll see some light at the end of the tunnel.
Past experience showed that public servants fail to deliver, Bandu says. Many have lived in the city while getting paid for doing nothing.
Talking about public servants, kids. We are talking about bringing public servants. We got just yesterday we signed contracts for public servants. Now where are the kids going to go to school? We bring in kids here. The public servants, we bring them in here, but where's the school? We cannot have public servants living in Port Moresby, the kids living in Port Moresby. I don't know. No public servants who are collecting pays out of Port Moresby. This is not right.
A hardline approach is being taken to stop history repeating itself. Those public servants who fail to perform will be replaced. While the first shipment has left our shores, the people of Hela still await promised benefits. Hela Governor Anderson Aigiru says the revenue from the LNG gas will not be seen until next year.
You're watching Tok Piksa. Improving existing infrastructure to provide the best services in the resource-rich Hela Province, and especially Como local level government, has been a challenge. Health, education and law and order have always been a struggle, with infrastructure unable to cater for the ever-increasing population and the constant influx of people drawn to the PNG LNG project. Como LLG recently handed down a budget of 4.8 million kina to address some of these areas.
The colorful yellow and traditional dances jump into the beat of the kundu drum signifies the rich culture of the Hela Huli dances. Amidst this is the PNG LNG project in the heart of Como local level government area. This single multi-billion kina project has impacted the people both good and bad, according to the people. With any development comes social disorder, land issues, law and order, and overpopulation due to influx of people in and out of the project area. It's not to say that Como was immune to social disorder prior to the project. In fact, Como was known for its constant tribal fights between warring factions. It was only recently that heavy police presence in the area, due to the LNG project, reduced crime. There are some of the challenges currently faced by the Como LLG. However, developer of the PNG LNG project, ExxonMobil, has clarified that the basic services such as health are the responsibility of the government, but ExxonMobil has supported these efforts. However, this information has not been disseminated well to the people, and to date, they still blame the company for not maintaining much of infrastructure in the project area. This is Mananda Primary School, one of the pioneer church-run schools established in 1968. When we visited the school, it was on a weekend, so there were no classes. However, on normal days, it would be bustling with students as the school caters for students as far as the LNG sites at IDS 4 and Juni.
And this school is one of the pioneer schools in this part of the area.
Head teacher Philemon Mangope says there has been few changes to the school with support from ExxonMobil. 200,000 kina was allocated by the Como LLG. However, the school board can only do much to improve a 50-year-old school. The funds are put in one basket, so ECPNG reallocates the funds to cater for the school and the health center.
We have LNG and we have other things in here. This will all go, but people of this place will still remain living in here. And it's only education. Education is more powerful. Education is a powerful regulation. Education can boost people from in here to next level.
Josina Mara is one of the senior teachers. She said due to staff housing shortage, they have lost qualified teachers. It's even worse as teachers have fought over the number of houses available. Many have packed up and deserted the school.
Now, housing condition, last time we missed one of our teachers because we fought over the house, staff house. First year she was living with another teacher. And then second year, we did not give her the housing because we sort of the building. So she picked up and went. And now I'm doubling her class. Doubling up. Because now no good condition of the house. Teachers' houses. Okay. The tank water supply, the companies are putting up. We are happy with these companies. But now we can see that type of the tanks are removed. But we need safety, security, no fencing. As they mistrike Namingo, you bomb you work. Because they break into my house, went into the house, grabbed all my things from the back.
Josina had her property stolen during a break and enter incident. She has contemplated leaving the school several times.
My name is Joseph Abuli.
Joseph Abuli was one of the pioneer students at Mananda Primary School. 50 years on, he says very little has been done by the provincial government to support the church-run school.
We are building teachers' houses and the toilets and extending the classroom and the place to swampy here, and we need to have gravels and these things.
Just nearby the school lies Mananda Sub-Health Center. Although the building looks new, the problems faced by the health center is not different to any other health center in the country. There's no proper testing facilities and medical equipment. A sterilizer and oxygen concentrator were donated by Oil Search, but these are not in use because there's no power supply.
Over the mountains,
If and when patients get admitted in the ward, there are only bed frames with no mattresses. This affects the recovery process, and it's worse if the people have walked for days just to get medical treatment. Like this woman and her sick child from Mount Bosavi, between the border of Western and Hela Province. Officer in charge of Mananda Health Center, Sister Betty Maga, says prior to the LNG project, there were no records of TB, diarrhea and pneumonia cases. She believes they have been introduced into the area as the number of cases have been increased over time.
Before company come, we plan been nogat, but ligrigista, but now it's increasing. Now we believe was this land. That's walking. Car planting car come now. That's walking now.
There are only 6 staff attending to 50 patients every day. With shortage of manpower, the health center wants the government to consider Mananda Sub-Health Center when allocating health workers.
Sleep one them. Mary Blongan teachers I'm sleep. Na one lime staff house. Nala tubla sleep but nala tubla. No staff house so all sleep lo one bla house. Because I'm not staff in the house and one bla problem bla at lo yellow on this house it lo me. One bla.
Last month, the Como local level government handed down a budget of 4.8 million kina. Priority areas include health, education, infrastructure, law and order. Both church-run Mananda Health Center and primary school received 200,000 kina by ECPNG. However, they feel that each should be given separate funding as they provide service to a wider community, in fact the whole of Como. The health center at Como has helped to ease the workload at Mananda Health Center. However, we were unable to film Como Health Center as the hospital chairman demanded for his money, indicating to us that the free handout mentality has taken its root in this project area. It was also evident during the ending down of the budget. The people felt that more should be given to various sectors. There were mixed emotions about the funding allocation because since the start of the LNG project, the people here were used to free cash handouts. Prior to handing down the budget, Hela Deputy Governor and Como LLG President Thomas Potape chaired a council meeting at the newly constructed council chamber at a cost of 600,000 kina. If anything, the building is one of the few structures to show off in this resource-rich LLG. Como LLG President Thomas Potape told his members that apart from health, education and infrastructure, he has invested heavily in church and the police for maintaining peace among tribal warring factions. The LLG also purchased 4 vehicles to support the work of public servants in the area. Mr. Potape warned the public servants, especially the police, not to transport their civilian relatives while on the job, as it was a regular norm in this area. Following the council meeting, Mr. Potape came out to address the people. As a new province, the Hela Provincial Administrator William Bando and those in the forefront of the then Hela Transitional Authority were there to witness the ceremony. There were resentments among the crowd regarding the distribution of the funds, but generally Mr. Potape said that he can do only so much with the funds allocated. Areas not covered in this budget will be considered next time around in the Como LLG 5-year development plan. However, people living in Como said that in the past, funds have been diverted to other projects or allegedly misused, and as a result, there is very little to show off in Como. Life is the same in Como as it was in the past. Only few infrastructure development like the police houses, district treasury building that also houses BSP Bank and the market. However, the market is not used because of landowner issues. The police cell block is this empty shipping container, ventilated enough to cater for offenders who spend the night in it. Moving forward, Como LLG President Thomas Potape expects to get between 20,000 and 40 million kina in the LLG in the 2050 national budget. Amidst the hopes, the people wants to see development as Como is in the heart of the PNG LNG project.
We hope you've enjoyed tonight's program. Next Sunday, we'll bring you a wrap-up of Independence Week. Until then, safe and happy Independence celebrations. Good night.